Good morning, afternoon, and evening, lovely people. My name is SkyLaaa, and today I will be using a full team of Pokemon based on characters from One Piece. Special thanks to PokeMMD for the team idea. If you have an idea for a Pokemon team, be sure to comment below and I will use it. And if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. I'm currently on my way to 1,000 subs and you can help me get there. Alright, without further ado, let's get right into the battles. So I'm using a One Piece team suggested by none other than Joey Pokegame. Fun fact, he's actually been helping me out with my entire channel in terms of like fixing my intros and all of my editing, and so huge thank you to him for all of the help on the channel. Seriously, it's been so helpful, and like I'm actually gaining like support from doing these types of videos, and I love doing theme teams. So um yeah, just huge thank you to him, and I would love to keep doing this in the future, and hopefully it grows bigger from here. So I had this upper hand Blaziken, which I led off versus Ambipom, and like it didn't even go for fake out, which is like why I went for upper hand. It actually U-turn, which is so heinous of a play. Anyway, I swapped this Shiftry into the Monkey Dory because I was like, I had no switch-ins to Monkey Dory, whatever it was. Yeah, I actually got a lucky switch-in into Psyshock, and like it swapped out into this Daru Dada, which I am slowly chipping away with Vacuum Wave. It led me to believe that it was choice to some capacity, which was really important information, and you'll see why later on. So I was expecting this Zaru to U-turn and like just take me out, which is why I went for the Vacuum Wave chip, but unfortunately it went for Drain Punch and got a huge amount of its health back. So this Shiftry is a Scope Lens set because Usopp is a sniper. I have Vacuum Wave, I have Dark Pulse, Grass Knot, and Defog with max speed and max special attack. So the whole idea is to get just crits on this set if I can. I mean, I got a Dark Pulse crit earlier, but it's not like it did a lot of damage to Zarude. My Shiftry wasn't really that good in this matchup as well. So into this Scyther, man, I had a lot of bad Terra options on this team, I realized. So this is a Swords Dance Scyther because of course it's Zoro. He's like a sword dual wielder. They bring in Infernape. Oh my gosh. I assume they anticipated like a bug move, right? But like I just went straight for the dual wing beat and I just took it out. That was a great KO. I had dual wing beat, close combat, and quick attack with Terra normal. So I had a bunch of Pokemon on this team that had a Terra that matched like a priority move. Like the Shiftry was Terra fighting Vacuum Wave. It was really bad. So I'm going to swap in Blaziken, maybe tank the fake out. They're actually going to end up terastallizing Ambipom into Terra normal, which is actually very funny, and you'll see why later on. Oh my god, by the way, I'm sorry, my throat is like dead right now. Of course it is. So they went for Last Resort, which is interesting. So Last Resort doesn't work unless you use all of your moves beforehand. So either that was a misclick or they just didn't know. It's interesting. They have U-turn and Last Resort. That's actually crazy. So I just opted to go for Protect. I wanted to see what else they would do if they would like U-turn, if they were like even Choice Locked. If they were Choice Locked, that was heinous. I didn't have the best matchup versus this Annihilate as well. So I opted to go into Scyther. It didn't get any Rage Fist boost, and I wasn't trying to give it any Rage Fist boost whatsoever. I'll go over that Blaziken set in a second, but it's gonna go for bulk up. Dual Wing Beat misses. Oh man, I guess it was a blessing in disguise because I didn't boost its Rage Fist, and even with just 50 base power, just like half, so it would have easily taken me out. So I guess it didn't matter. So I'm gonna go for that dual wing beat. Oh man, it just barely misses out on the kill, and of course it has a freaking citrus berry, so it's gonna restore a lot of his health. Now I did have some safety measures for this, so I wasn't completely screwed versus this Mon. It's just gonna go for another Rage Fist, and that's just gonna be able to take me out. But Scyther was definitely one of the better Pokemon on my team. I think in this battle I had Heavy Duty Boots over a Violate because I changed up my item on that several times. So into Nami, I'm just gonna go for the Shadow Ball. I'm actually Focus Sash, and I'm running a special Persian on this. Thankfully, that's able to take out the Annihilate. Now, Nami, it was a tricky character for me to choose a Pokemon for. I went with Persian because she has a big bounty on her head, and she loves money. So I guess that's a fitting option. Into Chopper, oh my gosh, Chopper's just gonna get that Drain Punch to the face, and yeah, I didn't really know what this Passimian was running. R.I.P. Chopper, by the way. He'll shine in the next battle. Don't worry, he'll be back. So into my own Ambipom, I was torn between Infernape and Ambipom for Luffy, but I ended up picking Ambipom because, you know, it has that goofy expression, it has that goofy smile, it has those tails which act as like stretchy arms, I guess, because he stretches his limbs and everything. Now I have my own Terra Normal Ambipom, This Ambipom set actually screwed me over so much. Like, in this battle especially. Wait until you see. So this is a Terra Normal Fake Out Technician Ambipom. It's just gonna hit super hard, but unfortunately I don't get the KO on the other Ambipom. I don't know if this was a speed tie here, so I had a Thief on this set, so I could like take items after I consume my normal gem. And I'm gonna go for the Thief right here, and it does barely any damage to Zarude, but I had U-turn of my own on this. They actually got rid of the Mago Berry, which could be helpful. So down goes the Zarude Dada. It's such a fun Pokemon name to say. And I'm just gonna U-turn back out, and I was thinking, what do I swap in? By the way, I don't know if you noticed, the opponent has running a really interesting theme team of their own. You don't ever really face other theme teams online, so I was really excited about this. So into this Monkey Dory, so I had Protect on this. I have Blaze Kick, Low Kick because it's Sanji, and I had Upper Hand and Protect. So I was thinking, if this Monkey Dory is Scarf, it's definitely going to stay in and outspeed me. So I think my best play is to go for the double Protect, which I end up getting, luckily. So judging by the fact that they stayed in, and judging by the fact that they brought it out versus my Blaziken after I U-turn, I knew that it must have been Scarf to some capacity. Otherwise, like, it would have outsped me even after a +1 speed boost. I'm going to go for that Blaze Kicking, and oh my gosh, I get a lucky crit. That was crazy. I don't even know if I would have taken that out without the crit. I'm running Life Orb on this set as well, and I'm running Adamant Nature instead of Jolly Nature. So maybe it didn't count, but like that was still such a crucial KO. So into this Passimian, which I still didn't know what the heck it was. All I knew was that it had Drain Punch, and I think it runs Close Combat of its choice, so I didn't know what moves it had. This Pokemon was such a problem this game. So it's going to Drain Punch me, so I was like, okay, good. I can go for another Blaze Kick here. You know, I can be able to outspeed it and get some good chip off. But it ends up having Quick Attack. I was like, what the hell is Quick Attack? Oh my gosh. That actually screws me over in such a big way. So back out into Luffy, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to go for the Fake Out. The chances are they're going to most likely sack their own Ambipom to this Fake Out. They're not going to want to eat this hit. So just gonna go for that, and I'm gonna take out the opposing Ambipom, which is nice. Like I said, I didn't know if that was choiced itself, if it accidentally had like choice banded or choice scarfed last resort or what. But I'm glad to take it out regardless. It's funny because there were 2 Terra Normal Ambipoms. You don't normally see that kind of thing. So I'm gonna U-turn out into this Passimian. I only have 2 Pokemon left besides this Ambipom and my Persian. Now I have Focus Sash on this Persian, and I have Nasty Plot, Terra Blast, Taunt, and Shadow Ball. Taunt was just there in case I let off versus a hazard setting lead. I could taunt so that I don't have to deal with any hazards, and I don't have to deal with any like setup as well if my opponent decides to set up turn 1 or do any kind of heinous shenanigans. This battle actually went all the way to like timer, by the way. So I'm gonna include the full turn here because here's my thought process. I knew Passimian was probably gonna go for a Quick Attack, but if they Drain Punch on my swap to Ambipom, I lost, right? So it was like a 50-50. Do I swap out on Quick Attack, go for the Fake Out, and then win? Or do I stay in and anticipate them to Drain Punch? Oh man, like I wish I swapped there because they actually went for Quick Attack straight up. If I swapped out into Ambipom, oh man, I would have been so set because then I could have just sacked it later. Oh man, that was biggest error here. So I'm gonna go for that Fake Out. It does chip damage. Now, remember what I said about this set screwing me over? I actually didn't have a normal move, so I had a triple axle on this set as well, and it just barely misses the kill. Oh my gosh, what a humiliating loss! But I still had a fun game there. It was so close. Man, if I had any other normal move on this, honestly, I wouldn't have had to worry. But the fact that like that 50-50 at the end, really, like, I think I got really in over my head in that game, but it's whatever. I just play this game for fun. I'm super casual. I'm whatever about it. So on to this next game. Good games, by the way. This is where Chopper shines. I promise. So the opponent is going to lead with this Quick Draw, Quick Claw, Slow Bro, and they're gonna opt to yawn me immediately. So I was like, huh, I wonder what this set could possibly be. I want to know if it's like setup or if it's just like a utility Slow Bro. So I'm gonna go for that dual Wing Beat. I'm gonna do over half, which is really good damage. Technician Scyther, man, it's just so strong. So I'm gonna swap out. I don't want to be in a slumber with my Scyther, and I'm gonna go out into my my shift tree, because maybe I was anticipating a psychic move. That was actually a really risky dumb play, but it ended up working out. I look like such a demon for this play, by the way. I'm gonna go straight for that grass knot. It just misses the kill. I was wondering, like, is this gonna go for stealth rock? But it ends up glaring me, which is, it's a fair play. I'm very fast, so luckily I had vacuum wave. Otherwise, this Sandaconda might have outsped me. So I didn't want to deal with stealth rock because, I mean, I was paralyzed now, so there wasn't really going to be a good opportunity for me to defog those hazards. Speaking of hazards, though, we have this Ribombee. The opponent's team was actually really cool. It was like a bunch of like RU, NU like kind of Pokemon, like Pokemon you don't really see online too much, mainly because everyone's using like Fluttermane and Bax and like Toxapex, Clodsire, all these mons. It's actually going to be a setup Quiver Dance. Now, this was a battle where I had a Violite on my Scyther, and oh my gosh, it ended up being Focus Sash. I was wondering, like, does it have Sticky Webs, or is it just fully, like, Quiver Dance support? Luckily, they didn't go for Sticky Webs, and I'm able to take out that Ribombee with the dual Wing Beat. Yeah, that's awesome. So, in comes this Sceptile. So, I was wondering, like, what is this going to do? I was wondering if it was even gonna KO it, so I just went for the quick attack. It actually ends up not KOing me with acrobatics. I was like, holy smokes! I could have destroyed this Pokemon with dual Wing Beat, but it is what it is. I was able to get off some good chip damage regardless versus this thing, and I'm gonna go out into Luffy. So I'm thinking like, okay, I could get off a good normal gem fake out here, but they're gonna swap out their Sceptile and back out into the Galarian Slowbro they go. I was like, in the battle, I was throwing up because like, wait, it didn't get regenerated, but of course it has quick draw, right? So I'm gonna activate that normal gem. I was thinking like, oh, if I go for Thief on this, I could Thief a Quick Claw, They're gonna get another Quick Claw activation, and they're gonna go for the Shell Sidearm, and I was like, ooh, this is gonna hurt, and it does huge damage, but luckily I'm able to tank that because I assume they weren't like any boosting. Well, of course they're not any boosting. They're Quick Claw, Jesus. So I'm gonna go for that Thief. I'm gonna steal their Quick Claw, and back out into the Sceptile they go. Now, I wasn't really keen on losing this. I didn't want to lose this Pokemon for another threatening Pokemon they had in the back. So I opted to just sacrifice my Shiftry here. They're actually going to go for the Leaf Blade. I assume that they're like a physical Sceptile. I don't know if they're running itemless or if they're running like an item that they just haven't preserved yet. But that's going to take out my Shiftry regardless. Now, into Chopper. Oh, man, this is Deerling. So, this is a Choice Scarf Deerling, and I'm actually going to outspeed and take out the Sceptile. Chopper gets a kill. Hell yeah. So, this is a Choice Scarf Deerling with a Terra Blast Ground. It has some crazy moves. It's Wild Charge and Seed Bomb. So, this was the threat that I was mentioning earlier. I was wondering, like, okay, I'm just going to stay in and get my chip. It actually does a good amount of damage. Don't sleep on Deerling. It's going to go for the Dragon Dance, though. So, I was like, I wasn't super worried. I still had my Sash on Persian intact. The poor Chopper is just gonna get that +1 Ice Punch to the face, damn. And I still had a Fake Out on my Ambipom. So I opted to go out into my Persian first. I'm gonna tank the Liquidation thanks to my Focus Sash. And man, Focus Sash is such a good item. And I'm gonna just go for the Terra Blast here. Just gonna try to chip it down, put it in range of like my Ambipom's Fake Out. So it's going to take me out with a Liquidation, but that's fine. I put it in range for my Ambipom, my Luffy, to come in and just get the revenge KO. Unfortunately, it took out 2 of my Pokemon, but one of them was a Choice Scarf Deerling, so I don't think I was losing much. So I'm going to go for that Fake Out. I'm going to take out that for Alligator, thank goodness. And the last Pokemon the opponent has, which I guess was very fitting because Joey Pokegame suggested this team, and this Pokemon he's always bullying. I'm gonna go for that Triple Axle versus the Zangoose, but I only get 2 hits. I was like, damn, the third one would have taken it out, but it's just gonna go for the knockoff. It's gonna knock off my Quick Claw. What a monster. Anyway, I feel like this narration is so scuffed. I'm so sorry, but I have this easy win here packed in the bag with my Blaziken. All I could do here is Terra fighting and just go for the Protect. Make sure I outspeed it the next turn, and that's pretty much game. So thank you everyone so much for watching, and again thank you Joey so much for helping me with all of my videos and all of my teams and everything. Please subscribe so that I can help reach my goal, and like the video if you enjoyed it. My name is SkyLaaa, don't forget to smile, and I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching.